Hi, I'm Alexander Dubina. Now we will speak about Git repositories. As such, knowledge is a very base for every developer. If you cannot manage Git, it will be quite difficult to manage your code. It will be difficult to roll back, and my favorite, it will be difficult to prove that the bug was created by someone else, not you. I will create a set of videos for all the popular Git services, such as GitHub, GitLab, Azure DevOps, Bitbucket, and AWS code. It is not popular, but quite handful if you will choose AWS as cloud provider for your project. And personally, I prefer Azure Proton. Also, I will start with GitHub as the most popular Git service within Microsoft community, and also the most popular in the world. Also, as you see, that is GitHub. I also have created an account for our lessons from zero to the summit. And let's start. What do we have here? You can choose an owner. It could be some of them. We should set the name. Description now is optional, but it also a good to put it. Public and private. Public repository means that everyone could open, will have access to it. And private, that only people you will allow will have access to this repository. If you don't have any private information within your code and you are creating something for yourself, I recommend to use public. Of course, if you are working with your client and you can expose some private information such as passwords, connection string to database, or keys to some cloud providers, or some emails, you should use private. What do we have next? Initialize this repository with add readme file. It must have, because this file must contain all the information to start your project. In the beginning, it's quite simple. You just do a clone and press F5 in Visual Studio. But in the future, believe me, there are a lot of steps which every developer should complete to run a project. Install database, add his IP address to the database if we are speaking about cloud provider. Also, it could be some tricky configuration in web servers such as IIS or Apache, and a lot of other things. Add ignore. Ignore is also must have, because in other case you will have a lot of files to commit which should not be in the Git. As we see, the template for C# and .NET is absent. It's quite strange because GitHub was bought by Microsoft, but okay. License, you could choose any public license, it's quite okay. Next, okay, now we have a repository in the GitHub. What should we do next? We want to clone it. There are two types, HTTPS and SSH. Firstly, we will start with HTTPS, as it is the most modern approach and it will satisfy most of the users. Of course, you can use download zip, but with this approach it will be tricky to commit changes back. And Open Visual Studio. And this is my favorite way to clone. We can choose which repository. As of now, we have only one repository, and where we will save it. Personally, I prefer to create a separate disk and a separate folder called Git to save, to clone projects from the Git. It can't ask me for credentials because previously I already set up an account for GitHub. It's all. Now we have the empty repository which we can sit with project. I prefer a Blazor one. Blazor WebAssembly application is the most convenient for us. Choose the location, choose the name. Choose the latest .NET 7. Voila. Let's try. In the beginning it will take some time because it needs to download NuGet packages. The next run will take less time. SSL, yes, you want. Remember, trust. It will install SSL certificate into the Windows to make a green mark. To create a green mark here in the browser. As you can see, it's quite valid certificate, everything is fine, everything is working. Cool. Next step. Next step is to commit our changes. I prefer to use Git built-in into Visual Studio. It is covering about 90% of all the tasks you want to accomplish in the Git, because sometimes it could be a situation when you need to go to the bash and do something manually, but for everyday usage it's perfect. And as you can see now, there are a lot of files which we can commit and push to the Git. It's too many files. And as we remember, we should not commit, for example, DLL files, PDB files. We should not commit all these files. And the solution is to add a git ignore file. And where to take this ignore file? It's a good question. Yes, we remember it was absent in GitHub itself, but Visual Studio can help you. Go to Git, settings. Also, don't forget to put here your username and email, which you will see in the Git. And here you have two buttons: ignore file, press add. Good. Let's check. And that is a perfectly constructed file for C#. Now, as you can see, the amount of files which we need to commit significantly decreased. Let's put a normal message. And push to the Git. Successfully pushed. Cool. And previously we have committed only the git ignore file, and now we will commit new project. Cool. And let's check and update the page. Yeah, cool. Here we see our solution, our project files. Cool. It's all. See you later. Bye.